today's episode, I want to talk about understanding interactions between variables. Now, the interactions can come in several different types. There can be interactions between two categorical variables, or between a categorical and a continuous variable, or between continuous variables, and each of these need to be looked at in a different way. The study I'm going to look at to explore this uses reaction time as a dependent variable. The independent variables are the gender, age, and handedness of the participants, and the word type, the number of orthographic neighbors, and the word frequency. One thing I want to note is that this analysis is run purely as a demonstration. The repeated effects aren't accounted for, and it's not the best analysis for this study, but it shows what I want to show. So how do you run the analysis in Jamovi? Well, you choose linear models, and if that doesn't show up in your menu, you need to install the Jamovi model, and then general linear model. This is how it's set up in Jamovi as far as choosing the variables and the interactions. A few other things need to be set up, including the post-hoc for the gender by handedness interaction and the plot for gender by handedness. Well, what we see is that most individual variables are significant, but many interactions are significant also. And here's the important thing. Interactions trump the influence of a single variable. So if there's an interaction, you can't discuss the influence of a single variable. You have to talk about it in terms of how it interacts with another variable. Now, word type, for example, doesn't interact with anything, so you can discuss it alone. Let's look at the interaction between two categorical variables. One of the best ways to do this is to plot them in order to visualize it. In this plot, the interaction between handedness and gender and how it influences reaction time is demonstrated. And what you can see is that ambidextrous women are slower than ambidextrous men. Left-handed women are faster than left-handed men. And a post-hoc can be run to compare all of the different groups statistically. How about an interaction between continuous variables? Well, in this case, we're going to look at the interaction between frequency and the number of orthographic substitution neighbors. It doesn't reach the 0.05 level, but as I've talked about in another episode, we shouldn't just throw it out for that reason. We need to look at it. Best way to do this is to make a scatter plot, so choose exploration and scatter plot. And if scatter plot doesn't show up, it means that you need to install the scatter module. What we see is that as frequency increases, so do the number of orthographic substitution neighbors. How about an interaction between a categorical and a continuous variable? Well, we've got one here. It's gender by age. And one of the best ways to do it is to visualize the interaction. What we see is that older men are faster than younger men, but younger and older women's reaction times are about the same.